What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Tay. Got another tech video for y'all, and this time I was able to finally get my hands on the Google Pixel. I've had this for about maybe somewhere close to 2 weeks, and I've been using it a little bit. My HTC 10 is still my daily driver, but I wanted to get a feel for this phone. I like smaller phones, and this is one of the few new Android phones out there that had a small form factor that you can hold with one hand. So I really wanted to give it a try, but ultimately I am gonna return it. It's a dope phone for real, but I don't know, the price is just not doing it for me for the features that it has. It just seems a little bit too expensive. I could just get a Nexus phone. But just to run through the specs and everything about the phone real quick. It does have a 1080 full HD screen, so no quad HD, but the screen looks nice, and it's AMOLED, so it look real nice. The colors are deep, and it's a decent enough brightness outside, so it's not the brightest, but it's decent and it's adequate. So the screen is definitely dope. It's not Samsung level, it's not no S7 or Note, but it's still a nice screen, and you still gonna like and appreciate it. I'm not the biggest fan of LED and AMOLED screens. I'm used to LCD, so I usually use iPhones and HTC phones, so I'm not sold on them as much, but it still nonetheless is a very good screen. It's gonna be easy to read and everything off. So that's what's up. And watching content, the colors is gonna be dope. And we got a fingerprint scanner on the back. Nice placement. You just want to pick the phone up out your pocket and unlock it. It's real convenient. You just put your finger on it, and it has like the gesture, so you can use it to swipe down your notifications and your notification bar. So that's real hot. On the back, we got a 12 megapixel camera with no optical image stabilization, but it does have electrical image stabilization. Google's been real good with it, so when you're recording your videos, they look steady, and they actually look a little robotic when you're doing when you panning and moving around. I'm not a big fan of that, but mine is that, and that's something that should be able to be fixed with software updates. The stabilization is great, and the photos on this camera are definitely dope. It takes some real good photos, and it has like real good high dynamic range, and it's a simple camera, so you can just press and shoot and everything, and you're gonna get some good pictures, kind of just like the iPhone, and the pictures are better than the most recent iPhone, so that's definitely dope. The low light, I feel like it could be better, and that's where that lack of optical image stabilization comes in. Me personally, I think my HTC 10 takes better low light pictures than this camera, and that camera does have the OIS built into it, so OIS will definitely help out for low light situations and everything. And the front facing camera, I think it may be 5 or 8 megapixels, but the front facing camera on here is also really good. So if you like to take selfies or photos, you can't lose. And you gotta always remember that if you purchase this phone, Google is giving you a lifetime offer and a deal with unlimited photo storage with Google Photos. And I use Google Photos anyway with all of my smartphones, just because it's such a convenience. You can pick up any phone and log in, see all your photos and pictures, and also on your computer, you can just log in and see all your stuff. So it's mad convenient. People really should start getting on it. It's cloud based, but it's just convenient. And what else can I say about this phone? The speakers aren't that great, so I end up, when I first had this phone, I was out, I missed a lot of phone calls and text messages, like out doing a happy hour and everything. but I didn't feel the phone vibrate, nor did I hear it. And the environment that I was in wasn't, it wasn't, crazy loud or anything like that. So it was just kind of crazy that I didn't feel the phone, the vibration or anything. And the ringer just isn't loud. Now, if you listen to a video or something like on YouTube, the volume is pretty good, but it's just a ringer that isn't that good. So I'm just go to one of my videos, some sound on. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Tay, and you're looking at the iPhone 7's and iOS 10's new control center. Look, so when you swipe up from the bottom, so I mean, as you can see, that the volume when you listen to a video or something is pretty good, but the ringer, yeah, I haven't give it a thumbs down on that. And I don't know what else I say about this phone. The ringer, it's not that loud. It does just have the one firing speaker at the bottom, instead of a dual setup like the Nexus 6P had last year. So that's a bummer, especially with HTC making this phone. On the HTC 10, the loudspeaker and the bottom speaker, they use those as stereo speakers, and the sound is better. And the DAC on here is good, so with the headphone jack being at the top, you put this in the car or a good pair of headphones, it sounds good. And like for me, the phone isn't too thick or anything like that, so it's a little bit thicker than an iPhone or a Galaxy S7, but it feels good. It's still light, it's stupid light, and it gets thicker as you go up. So at the top of the phone where the glass meets and the fingerprint scanner, it's thicker here than it is for the rest of the phone, but you're not holding the phone up here where at its thickest point, so it's not nothing. It feels good in your hand for the most part. And the fingerprint scanner, I feel like maybe on the XL it would feel a little more natural since there's more room, since it's a bigger back. Here I feel like I gotta like bunch my hand over, but nonetheless it still feel good with this 5-inch display. Everyone complaining about the bezels on this phone, but honestly, like when you hold in a phone, like it's a good place if you want to rush your thumb or something while you're holding a phone. And I will say, since I'm mostly used to front facing fingerprint scanners at the bottom, especially with my HTC 10, I've had a hard time getting used to a fingerprint scanner on the back, even though I had a Nexus 5 for a little bit, because it is big, and I just naturally come here because I have capacitive buttons on the HTC 10, and it looks and feels like it should be buttons here. So it would have been nice if they gave you the option that had buttons at the bottom, and turn off the home, the on-screen buttons like on the OnePlus 3. But nonetheless, it's all good. And then we have the Google Pixel launcher, and you have the weather up here at the top. You can just tap on it. You scroll over with your other apps. If you scroll to the left, you have your traditional Google Now type of card view. And then you have Google Assistant, which is more or less of the same stuff, for real.
Here's a result from search.
I mean, I'm not really too impressed with Google Assistant because I've been using OK Google on Android phone for some years now. It's just not that impressive, for real. But there's some cool stuff baked in, like I'm bored.
I've got this. We can play a game. I can find you a fun fact, or we can see what random fun comes our way.
Playing these games, are cool if you with a few people. It's a little corny, but it's still fun and playful and everything, so it's nice. And Google's dictation is like on a whole nother level, so it's real cool. But overall, like the phone, it just seems like there's a lot of things that can be improved. So the Pixel 2 will probably be like real dope, and this is just like, maybe if this came out at the beginning of the year, it would have been more impressive. But you know, at this late in the game to come out at 650 for only 32 gigs, and you know, 750 for 128 gig, like pricing yourself like your iPhone, and you not, right? You kind of pass up on this because you know it's just unheard of for Android to kind of put themselves in that, you know, that realm. And is, you know, Black Friday and Cyber Monday, they said no deals. Like Google, you know, they're good, but they just not up there on that respect level as far as someone paying. And then, you know, so many Google phones are out now, Android phones out, and you know, they pretty cheap, so it's like it's hard to convince people to, I feel like, to buy this phone at this price. If it was cheaper, it's definitely the best phone. It's snappy as hell, it's fast as hell, you know, it has this like 3D touch type feature, so you know, you can hold down on an app and compose. I can hold down on maps, you know, go to work, go to home, hold down on YouTube. I can see the trending videos, my subscriptions and search, and you can just hold it and, you know, pull it on your screen, and you know, just use that instead of going into the YouTube app and going digging. And if I just want to compose my an email, I just hit my compose shortcut instead of going digging in the Gmail app. So it's a lot of convenient stuff. If I look at the camera is really good. Like, you know, it has this HDR plus, so that's what really gives this phone like crazy HDR. And let me see if I can find some of my photos that I've taken when I first got this, just outside. Let's see. You know, like it's just real good with the overcast and the shadows, and even though it has an f2.0 aperture, you know, it's still good at blurring out pictures. Like, and I didn't really take too many photos with this, nothing too interesting, but you know, as you can see, the light right here is blurred out and the background is in focus. And then I think one of these next pictures, well, it's just hard to see on the camera, but you know, it's just, take my word, this, I definitely feel like this is the best camera out there. Like, it's hot, it's definitely hot. But yeah, I don't know, the phone just isn't exciting enough. And I feel like it's probably, it's since it's stock Android, yeah, it's simple, and the ease of use is pretty good. And you know, at this point, I feel like that's what it's mostly about. If you want a phone, if you just sticking with one phone, you want a phone that's gonna get you through, you know, your day and your busy life and everything. This is definitely up there. So that, you know, kind of represents some of the higher price, but at the same time, I don't know, it doesn't have expandable storage, no waterproofing or nothing like that. You have to pay for like you know, service and warranty with Google. So, but I will say, a lot of people think this is a Verizon exclusive, but no, you can buy this from the Google store online and it's completely unlocked. Even the Verizon model is unlocked. So if you cop that from Verizon, it's unlocked, but you want to get the one from the Google store because you want to get your updates right away and no bloatware, no extra apps beside the Google apps, which always comes on Android phones. And let me see. So this is Android 7.1 Nougat. So with your notifications, you know, they bunched up, you know, nicely, and you finally have a clear all button. So you can just go ahead, boom, clear all your notifications. It's ugly, but you know, you still can clear it all. If you hit this, you can go down here, you can clear all your apps up here. Now you also have split screen view. So if you hold down the multitask button and then boom, so now you can be on YouTube, scrolling, watching a video, whatever you do, and you still can be on your other apps, reading a book, browsing on web. So that's real convenient too. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, that's the phone. Don't do, anything too wowing. The biggest selling point that they had is the Google Assistant, and it's just okay. It's excellent, but it's nothing new. So it's like trying to sell you on something you already had before. They're trying to pull an Apple. But if it's like, if you switching over to Android right now, I feel like your best bets are probably to either go with the S7, HTC 10, LG G5, all those phones, because they're going to be a lot cheaper, have more abilities, and going into next year. I don't know. It's just a rough timing that this came out late in the year, and then we'll have some new phones dropping like the S8, the G6, HTC 11 at the beginning of the year. It's kind of a tough sell for this, but if you do get it, you will be happy. You will enjoy it. You may end up just, sticking with it. I'm just going to get rid of it and go back to my iPhone, actually, and maybe if I can come up with a deal for one of these, I'll cop it again. But honestly, I feel like it'll be old news pretty soon. And, just in some more specs, it has 4 gigs of RAM, the Snapdragon 821, so that makes it really fast. The battery life is good on here. You're going to get around 4 hours of on-screen time. You're going to make it through a day. It got the quick charge 3.0, so that's fast. But the quick charge 4.0 just was announced, and you can get like 5 hours and 15 minutes. So why would I buy a new Android phone that doesn't have that? And the new ones will start having that.